Today I'm going to be talking about my DVD collection, of which there's like 650 or so titles in my collection. So it's going to be a bit of a long video. I'll probably cut it up into pieces for you guys or something. But since there's so many, I think we should just start now. So I have them alphabetically on my shelves, and I have the numbers first before the like ABC. So I guess we'll start here. So the first one is 10,000 BC, the exclusive 2-disc limited edition. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's terrible. I got it because it was like at a garage sale or something for $1. So I liked the way that the box looked. I'm yet to see it though. Same director as Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow, both of which are not great. But it's definitely one I'll watch at some point. 127 Hours, one of my absolute favorites. Danny Boyle's the director. He's one of my favorite directors. I think his editing style is fantastic. I love the cinematography, the acting, the music. I think it's just a perfect movie, and it's one that I've seen many times. 1408, 2-disc collector's edition. I like the ones with the slip cases. I think they're cool. This is a kind of a cool box because it comes with like postcards and stuff, just like pictures of the movie and stuff. Not a great movie though. It's fine as far as Stephen King movies go. It's not one of the best, but it's fine. Has 2 endings, and I definitely prefer the alternate ending. I think is the version that I prefer. It's been a while since I've seen it though, so I don't remember. Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is also one of my favorites. This is just one of those classic movies that I think everybody has seen at this point. I like collecting these snap boxes. I think they're really cool. When you have all the Kubricks together with the white spines, I think it makes for a cool collection to look at on your shelf. 2012. This is another Roland Emmerich movie. Did 10,000 BC. When I was a 10-year-old, I wanted to see this movie more than like any other movie, and I don't know why. It's because I was addicted to disaster movies at that time, and I finally bought it like 2 years ago because I wasn't allowed to see it as a kid, and I finally saw it, and it was just it's a lame movie. It's like a 4 out of 10 or something. Some nice there's some cool scenes, but overall it's really boring, and it's like 2.5 hours long. 21 Grams, great one. Really, really good movie. It's part of the it's part of a trilogy with the other movies being Amores Perros and Babel. It's called like the Depression trilogy or something. This might be my least favorite of the 3, but it's still really good. It's a really, really good movie. Really depressing. Definitely one I recommend you check out, though. It's a good one. I've seen it a few times. 21 Jump Street. One of my favorite comedies. I think it's really solid. A movie like this typically doesn't work, like The Land Before Time or Baywatch or stuff like that, but because they got good directors, writers, and and cast behind it, they did end up making it work. So that's a really good one. I'm also a big fan of the sequel, 22 Jump Street. I just recently rewatched this. I used to think this one was better, but over time, I think that the first one is better. It's still a really funny movie though, and it's these are movies that I definitely really love and will watch from time to time. 28 Days Later, probably my favorite zombie movie. It's another Danny Boyle film. I haven't seen it since since like 3 years ago or something, so it's definitely one I need to rewatch. I'm surprised I don't own 28 Weeks Later. I gotta get that one. It comes with a cool 3D cover that I've been wanting. 300. It's one of the only good Zack Snyder movies, I would say. I think it's visually a really cool movie. It's a good comic. I don't love it as much. I haven't seen the sequel yet, or I think it's a prequel. 40-Year-Old Virgin, one of my favorite comedies. I prefer watching the unrated version. I'm a big fan of Judd Apatow movies, so I own most of them. This one is probably the best one though, up there with Forgetting Sarah Marshall. 50 First Dates, another one of my favorite comedies, although I haven't seen it in forever, so I'm sure it hasn't aged as well. But it's one of the few Adam Sandler movies where he's not annoying. I went through an Adam Sandler phase as a kid where I loved all his movies, and this has just always been one that I've really liked. AI, Artificial Intelligence. It was originally a Kubrick film, and he was working on it right up until he died. So there's a lot of stuff in here that, because it's a Steven Spielberg movie, you can see some of the Kubrick stuff in there. So there's kind of a, how do you say it? Kind of a clash of styles in here, but it's still one of my favorites. I really love this movie. I was addicted to it in the 5th grade. I wanted to watch it all the time. Some great acting, and cinematography, and a lot of cool designs that I really like. Definitely one that I want to rewatch again because I haven't seen it forever. About Schmidt, good Jack Nicholson movie. One of Alexander Payne's best, I think. Really good movie, really good one. Another one that I really want to revisit. Accepted. It's a stupid college movie. It's whatever. There's some funny moments in there. Overall, nothing really much to it. The Ace Ventura collection comes with the 1st and 2nd movie. I did not want the box set that came with the 3rd one. I don't want to own the 3rd one. I loved both of these as a kid, and I haven't seen them since, so not sure how well they've aged, but Jim Carrey is my favorite actor. I love him. Here is the 2-disc deluxe edition of Across the Universe, another one that I really loved as a kid, but I rewatched it a few years back and it hasn't held up as well. It's definitely better than something like Mamma Mia or something, because at least the plot tries to do something relevant to the music, unlike Mamma Mia, which I think is just overall a pretty lame movie. But I give this like a 7. It is a good movie, and the music is really good too. adaptation. Charlie Kaufman is my favorite writer. Comes with a cool box here. I'm always a fan of when they do stuff like that. Great movie. I really liked it a few years back, but it's even better on rewatch. Just a fantastic movie. One of the best scripts that I think has ever been written. It's really a genius movie. Everything by Kaufman's genius. I'm actually reading his book that just came out right now. I'm only like 50 pages in, but it's pretty amazing so far. This was one of my favorites in like the 4th grade. I haven't seen it since like elementary school though. The Adventures of Tintin, another Spielberg film. I'm not a fan of the animation style. I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like rotoscoping or something, where they did it for like the Polar Express and Beowulf and stuff like that. I think it's hideous 99% of the time. This is the only one that I think that gets it right. Just a great movie. Just a really, really good family movie, an adventure movie. It's perfect for like 10-year-olds or anyone. Just a good movie. Air Force One. I haven't seen this since middle school. I have it at an 8, but I feel like it would drop a lot on rewatch. Just a cool action movie. I am a fan of Wolfgang Peterson. Wolfgang Gang. I don't know how the fuck you say that. And he also did In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood. That's a really good one too. It is good from what I remember. I gotta rewatch this one too though. Airplane, just a classic comedy, one that I also haven't seen in forever. But it's great, really funny movie. The Alien quadrilogy comes with the first 4 films. Comes with the director's cut of the second one, that's right. I love 1. I think the first one is top 5 sci-fi movies ever. I think it's fantastic. I love it. One of my absolute favorites. I think 2 is a really good action movie. Goes on for a bit too long. It's 2.5 hours, but it's still a really good movie. 3, directed by David Fincher. One of my favorite directors. Terrible movie. All the behind the scenes stuff for it really ruined it. And Alien Resurrection I remember really liking, even though it's like hated. Definitely when I have to rewatch all of these. I love the first 2 though, and a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but I really enjoy the last 2 ones, which are Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Overall, I do really like the Alien series. Super cool. The Alien vs. Predator unrated edition. It's a 2-disc set. I don't like this movie at all. I think it's kind of garbage actually, but I like that it comes with a with a comic book in there, even though it's not really relevant to the movie. It's a cool set though. I haven't seen this unrated version. It says unrated, but it says PG-13 right there, so I'm not really sure. It must be on a different disc or something. Yeah, but that's like a 4 out of 10 or something. It's pretty stupid. So this one, the titles are so stupid. Aliens versus Predator, Requiem, unrated. I hate a lot about this. The movie is super dark, so you can't see any of the action going on, and I guarantee that's just to hide the CGI that they had in there. The ending is kind of atrocious. a lot of this is really, really bad, but it benefits because this one was R, the first one was PG-13, so the violence is at least better. You just can't fucking see anything. More blood, more guts, more gore. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one, not a great movie at all. Oh, here we go. My second least favorite movie of all time, theatrically released. Alone in the Dark. Hate this movie. This is one of the worst things ever. But I like owning movies that I hate because it's kind of like me making peace with it. It's just kind of shaking hands and acknowledging that it's the worst thing ever. Uwe Boll is my least favorite director. Fucking hate that guy. Yeah, this movie's bad. Don't ever watch this. Most video game movies are really bad. Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. I really liked them as a kid, but over time I've just really noticed how flawed they are. Especially the second one. The second one's really stupid, but the first one, there's still things that I really like about it. I think there's good moments in the first one, but the second one mostly is just really terrible. They even have the balls to put Rhino on the cover, even though he's in it for like 10 seconds at the end. American Beauty, great movie. I really love it. Hasn't aged well, just with all the Kevin Spacey stuff, but it's still a very good film. Sam Mendes directed it. He recently did 1917, which I didn't care for. But this is a fantastic movie. I have the 4 American Pie films. Really love the first one of my favorites. It's a flawed movie, but there's a lot about it that I really enjoy. I like that there's a lot of heart in it. It's a movie that cares about its characters, unlike the other ones, which just turn to gross out humor. I have the unrated versions of 2, 3, and 4, but I don't have the unrated of the first one. I hate this one. This one sucks. Because this is when they really start pushing the Stifler stuff. Just an annoying character. But yeah, I do enjoy 1, 2, and 4 a lot. American Psycho, the uncut version. It's the only version I want, because it adds an extra 10 seconds that gets censored elsewhere. But really good movie, really good. One that I definitely want to rewatch again sometime. An American Werewolf in London. Still haven't seen this. I know it's a classic. It's one that I'll get to sometime. Maybe this year for Halloween I'll finally watch it. Amores Perros. Great Spanish film, or it's either Spanish or Mexican. No, Mexican, okay. Takes place in Mexico City. Really good movie. I don't love it like others do, but I do really enjoy it. It's a dark movie. Don't watch it with the family. Anchorman 1 and 2. I have a soft spot for these, especially the second one. I loved the second one in middle school. Yeah, I do enjoy these. They're stupid. I don't think they're masterpieces at all, but I do really enjoy them. Anger Management. It's an okay Sandler movie. It's one of the better ones, but it's still not very good. It's okay. Nothing too extraordinary about it, but it is better than other ones, definitely. All right, moving along. Next is Annabelle. I don't care for the Conjuring movies. I think Conjuring 2 is pretty good, but the rest I think are pretty boring, especially the spin-offs. This one is one of the worst. Really, really terrible. And the reason I own all these crappy movies is because I find them for like $1 at a garage sale or something, so I'm like, worth it. The Aristocrats. Really good documentary. Really funny. Has a lot of great comedians in it, a lot of great moments. It's a fun movie. It's not very well made or anything, and it kind of looks ugly, but it is one that I really enjoy a lot. Army of Darkness. I have the poster at my mom's house. I love it. Very fun. Maybe my least favorite of the three. It originally was my favorite, but I need to rewatch it, definitely. But it's super fun, lots of fun. I also have this other version called Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness, the director's cut, which is it's just a different version of the movie. It's like 15 minutes longer. I don't really know what the difference is. It says that this is the original version of the movie. Comes with the original ending. So I don't know if this is just like a gimmick or something, but it's a really weird looking box. And at the top you can see that's how the original cover is, like ripped through it. I don't know, I haven't seen this yet. As Good as It Gets. I haven't seen this either. Been meaning to though. James L. Brooks he's a pretty good director from what I've seen. Love Nicholson. Yeah, I definitely gotta see this one. I have the 3 Austin Powers movies. Each box is a different color. First 2, fantastic. They're still funny today. This one is just outdated. Beyonce's not a very good actress, and all the references are kind of stupid, but these first 2, very, very good. Some of my favorites. The Avengers. This was my favorite movie as a kid. I still love it. It's not a good film or anything, but I think it's the best MCU movie. I think it's super fun. A lot to enjoy. This was a big moment in my life. I remember when this came out. This was a big, big moment. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I do enjoy it to this day. Babel. Here's the 3rd of the trilogy that I was talking about. This one might be my favorite, even though it's most people's least favorite. Really, really depressing movie. A lot of great acting, a lot of great cinematography here. A whole lot to enjoy. Good film. Baby Driver. This is my favorite Edgar Wright movie. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with me there. Most people say like Hot Fuzz or Scott Pilgrim, but this is, I think this is definitely the most impressive. It kind of falls in the 3rd act, but I still really love this one. It's like a 9 for me. Here's the Back to the Future trilogy. I really like them. I think they get super repetitive, but I think the first one is still an excellent movie, and the other 2 are good. They are really good. Yeah, it's a good series. I haven't seen them since I was younger. 3rd one was always on TV as a kid, so I saw that one the most. And it's alright. It's good. It's good. I think they're good. I have the Oscar Screeners edition of Bad Education by Almodovar. Good movie. It didn't blow my socks off like some of his other films did. I have this Criterion right here. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. I think that's a really good one. I think he's made better movies, for sure. It was all right. I don't know. I gotta rewatch it before I really say anything about it. Good acting though. Gael Garcia Bernal. Bernal. Yeah, he was really good in it. Bad Teacher. I have a lot of Canadian versions of stuff, so it has like the Canadian rating on it. It's okay. It's a lot of people dislike it, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right. It has its moments. Keep in mind, I haven't seen it in forever, so I might completely think differently about it. This is the unrated version too. Bananas. It's a documentary on my favorite band, Gorillaz. It's good. It's about like the behind the scenes of Demon Days, their second album, and this is it's a fun movie. There's nothing mind blowing about it, but I do like that it exists. Yeah, I do really like it. Basketball, from the makers of South Park and The Naked Gun and Airplane. It's alright. I think it has its moments. I think basketball looks like a fun game, but the movie itself it's just slightly above average. But it's a fun time. It's not too like boring or anything. It's just like kind of goofy humor. Batman, the movie. This is, what year is this? 66. So this came out the same year as the first season of the show. I saw this a lot as a kid. I really like it. I think there's a lot of fun in it. I like goofy Batman as much as I do serious Batman, so it's fun. Great cast though. I think everybody here is really good, including Frank Gorshin as the Riddler and Cesar Romero as Joker. I like all the villains. Yeah, I haven't seen this since I was like 6 or something. We used to have it on VHS. I gotta get a Blu-ray of this. This box is so beat up because I've had it forever. It's like tearing apart in the back and stuff. So this is the Batman 4-film collection. I would probably rank it, the first one, Forever, Returns, and Robin is my least favorite. But I know everyone's gonna disagree with me, but I like them all in their own ways. They're all super fun. I think they all have great cinematography and lighting, and they just feel like comic books. I'd give the first one a 9, second one an 8, third one an 8, and then the fourth one a 7. Yeah, I grew up on this stuff, so maybe it's the nostalgia goggles that I have on, and I'm not looking at it like I should a film or whatever, but I do really like it. All of those, especially the first one. I think the first one's like a good film. Batman Begins. I used to have this on at a 8, but upon rewatch I brought it up to a 9, which is kind of embarrassing. I was expecting it to drop, but I ended up liking it more. I saw the trilogy all back to back, and I was just really emotionally involved with the story and the characters, and it's just such a good comic book movie. It really did something that other comic book movies weren't doing at the time. Battle Royale. Had this at a 9, dropped to an 8. Really fantastic though. I really enjoy this. There's just a few plot holes in there that kind of mess with me, but this is if you like Hunger Games, you gotta check this out. This is what it's it borrowed a lot from, and it is just excellent. This is the director's cut. That was banned for a while, I think, just because of how violent it was, and it is fantastic. Lots of good cinematography and music and acting, and damn, it's just such a good movie. Really good movie. The Beach is another Danny Boyle movie. This one's whatever. There's nothing really too impressive about it. Some nice cinematography, some nice music. It's just a little cringy. It hasn't aged well. I think they could have picked a better actor than DiCaprio. This is the same writer, Alex Garland, yeah, same writer as Ex Machina, 28 Days Later, and other stuff. So I definitely think this is, I don't think it's great, but it's alright. It's something that I could watch again. Tilda Swinton, yeah, she's good in it. It's just a little dated. Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, directed by Sidney Lumet. He also did, very well-known director, also did, is this, no, I mixed it up, hold up. Sidney Lumet, he also did, he's done a lot of crap. Hold on. What has he done? He did Serpico and man, I'm just, oh, Dog Day Afternoon. That's right. I haven't really seen his other films. I think this is the only one that I've seen. 12 Angry Men. That's what he did. I got it mixed up with Anatomy of a Murder for some reason. So he also did this excellent movie. This one's really good too. Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ethan Hawke play brothers, and they do a good job of it. There's some really tense moments in here. It's a really good drama. I remember thinking the cinematography was kind of bland. It's not a great looking movie. Some of it kind of feels like a TV movie, but overall it was really, the performances are what carry it, and Marissa Tomei, she's also really good in it as Philip Seymour Hoffman's girlfriend or something, I think. I think she was a prostitute, can't remember. Big Fish, my favorite Tim Burton film. I think this is a fantastic movie. I think it's excellent. I love it. I love it so much. He's never made anything as impressive as this, other than the first Batman that I think. But this is just a wonderful film, and I think Ewan McGregor does an excellent job as the main character. He plays Edward Bloom, right? This is fuck, I love this movie. Love it. One of my favorites for sure. I have it at a 9, I think. Big Trouble in Little China. I've recently gotten into John Carpenter's films more. Recently saw The Thing and Escape from New York, and I loved both of those. This one I wasn't too impressed by, but I haven't seen it since like the 6th grade, I think. So it's something I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching, just because I remember there are things that I like about it. But I just remember being kind of bored for some of it too. So yeah, definitely one I'll be checking out again. Billy Madison, one of my favorite Sandler movies. It's goofy, it's fun. I loved it as a kid. It's so stupid. Instead of special edition to special ed. Yeah. Really childish, but I think it's kind of charming too, and I think the romance in it is kind of cute. Birdman. This is one of my all-time favorites. I also have the Canadian version of this. If it's not in my top 10, it's like top 15. I've seen this multiple times, and it just gets better each time. It's such an original and inventive film. A lot a lot that's great about this. There's a lot going on in that one. Black Swan, another excellent one. One of my favorites. Had it at a 9 and it went up to a 10 on rewatch. Portman is excellent. Darren Aronofsky's excellent. I think this was the first Aronofsky film that I saw. Vincent Cassel's in it, and he's excellent. Not a fan of this cover. I prefer the other cover that's more popular. Have the 3 Blade films. I've seen the first 2. This one comes with a comic in it. It's always super cheesy when they do it, but I think it's kind of cool too. And I have not seen the third one. I don't really want to, but I do like the first 2. First one's cool for being the first modern Marvel movie, and the second one, a lot of cool stuff about it. I think the effects are really good. Guillermo del Toro does a cool job with it. Second one's probably the best one. They're both worth a rewatch though. It's been a while. Blade Runner, the director's cut. I gotta get the final cut. That's the version I want. It's my preferred version. I need that on Blu-ray, but great movie. Ridley Scott's second best after Alien, I would say, and it just gets better and better on each rewatch, and just so ahead of its time, really. A great one. Blood Diamond, haven't seen it, but it was $1 for a 2-disc special edition, so I said, why not? Blues Brothers, classic comedy, great soundtrack, really funny. This comes with an extended edition, which I have not seen, so I gotta check that out. Blue Valentine, it's the best date movie you'll ever watch. Great acting, great cinematography, great music. The end credits hit like a punch. I really love this one. It's been a while since I've seen it. This is my favorite comedy of all time. Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. I like how the box makes it look like it's in Kazakhstani. I think that's kind of cool. And the disc makes it look like it is pirated, but it's not. So yeah, it even has like a fake brand on there. I think that's really cool. They put a lot of thought into this. It's impressive. The Bourne Identity, really good action film. I haven't seen it since like the 7th grade. I realize I've been saying that a lot, but I liked all these movies as a kid and I haven't rewatched them since, but really good ones. So this is an alternate version, I guess. It says a new movie experience with an all new beginning and ending, so I don't know if I like that. I think I should get the regular version of this. Might just get a Blu-ray box set of it or something. Bourne Supremacy, not as good as the first one, but still pretty good. There's some moments in there that I remember that are really good. Yeah, it's just been forever since I've seen it. But I think the Bourne films are impressive, and I think Matt Damon makes a really good action star. So here's the Bourne Ultimatum. I haven't seen this. I do plan on it. I'll watch it when I re-watch the other ones, so I'll watch all of them in a day. I haven't seen Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner, and I saw Jason Bourne in theaters. They filmed it here on the Strip, and I remember when they closed it down and they talked about it on the news and everything. But that movie's just really boring. I remember that Vincent Cassel was the villain in that. I don't know. I'll rewatch all of them one day. Bowfinger, goofy comedy about making a movie. I think it's a lot of fun. has faults, obviously, but I do think it's one of the best Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy movies. Um, one of their bests, not like them together, but I mean separately. Bowling for Columbine, one of my favorite documentaries. I think Michael Moore is insane, and it kind of adds to the entertainment value of the movies. I don't even necessarily agree with him on a lot of stuff, but his movies are entertaining enough to the point that I don't really care. Boyhood. I also have the Criterion Blu-ray right here. So if I do rewatch it, I recently rewatched it, but if I were to rewatch it again, I'd probably watch the Criterion of it. It's a good movie. I don't think there's anything amazing about it. And it's not Linklater's best for sure, but I think there's good qualities to it. Brigsby Bear is definitely one of my favorites. It seems like people are 50-50 on this. I love it. I remember being the only person in the theater. Nobody really heard about it until like a year or two later. And it's just another movie about making a movie. I think it's really sweet, really funny. Has a great cast. Just a lot to appreciate about it. Here is the, how does this come out? Here's the 2-disc collector's edition of Brokeback Mountain. This also comes with postcards. Holy crap, there's a whole ton of postcards in here. I don't know why people do that. Why they put them in boxes. It's not like I'm gonna use it or anything. But it's cool to look at if you want to like frame it or something. I guess really good movie. It's one of Ang Lee's best for sure. I've only seen a few movies by him, but it's one of the better ones, definitely. So I picked this up for $1, and I still haven't seen it, but I plan on it. Bronies, the extremely unexpected adult fans of My Little Pony. This is just, apparently this is like pandering to bronies, so I really have to check this out. Yeah, it's like a crappy homemade DVD, because it's not made by like a big studio or anything. I've heard that it's not very good, but I'm really excited about watching that at some point. Bruce Almighty, I think everybody's seen it at this point. It's a good comedy. It's kind of old by now, but it still has really funny parts. I'm also a fan of Evan Almighty, even though I know others aren't. Bruno, I kind of consider it a sequel to Borat just because it's so similar, and they both both characters are based off of characters from the Ali G show. Really funny. I have this at like a 7. It's not great, but there is a lot that's still really funny about it, and I could watch that again anytime. I've seen that multiple times. So this is Bug from the director of The Exorcist, and it's a really bizarre movie. Like it's almost like a play. It all takes place in a hotel room, and I think the acting is all really good. I think especially Michael Shannon. I think he's fantastic. But it's a really weird movie, and I just remember being bored for the first half, but I really liked where it ended up. I have it at like a low 6, I think. Burn After Reading, it's a good Coen Brothers film. I think Brad Pitt is easily the best part of it. It's pretty funny, but I don't think it's a masterpiece. Cabin Fever, this is like a 3D cover. haven't seen this, but I own other films by Eli Roth. I have all the Hostel films. I don't think he's a great director, but he's a really good actor in Inglourious Bastards. He just isn't in it much. The Cable Guy. A lot of people don't like this one, but I do. I think Carrey's really good in it. I think it has a really good script. It was written by, oh no, it was produced by Judd Apatow, that's right, but it was directed by Ben Stiller, who has a cameo in it. It's a really dark movie, but I really enjoyed it a lot. Casino Royale, one of the best James Bond movies, really solid. I liked it better on rewatch. Good action film, takes place in Montenegro. A lot to like about it. I still think Skyfall is the best James Bond film, along with From Russia with Love and On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Castaway, good movie, not great, but I think it's really good. Maybe goes on for a bit too long, and I think there's some faults, but Tom Hanks is really good, and he definitely carries the movie. Yeah, it's a good one. Somebody asked me to cover this, so I'll cover that in a future video. Catch Me If You Can, one of my favorites. Really love this one. I think definitely one of Leo's best movies, one of Tom Hanks's best movies, one of Spielberg's best movies. It's a whole lot of fun. It's just entertaining from start to finish. Really well made. I think there's a lot of great moments in it, and I love watching it. Every time I watch it, it's such a roller coaster. Really fun time. How do they pronounce this? I think it looks like Cecil, but it's pronounced Cecil Be Demented. It's a John Waters film. I don't love it. I like it. I like the message behind it, but I think the end product just isn't great. I don't think John Waters is a great director or anything, but there is a good message behind it, for sure. I like how all the characters get their favorite director tattooed on them or something, so I think somebody has like a Tarantino tattoo or a Kubrick tattoo or something. I think that's pretty funny. The 2-disc deluxe edition of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which turned into a meme recently. I've always had a soft spot for this just because I was raised on it as a kid. I do prefer the original, of course, and the book, but I do think it's a fun movie, just not necessarily a good one. Here we go. Children of Men, one of the best movies. The cinematography here is like top 5 uses of cinematography in any movie. I think Alfonso Cuarón, this is definitely his best film. I own a few other of his on Criterion, but man, this is just such a powerful movie. It's one that I really, it's based on a book, so I really want to check out the book. I love so much of this. I love it. I love this movie. Christmas Story, don't really have much to say on this other than it's like a Christmas classic. It's one that I've seen every single Christmas just because it's kind of a tradition. It's always on TBS. It runs like 24 hours. It's a good movie. I do enjoy it. I have a soft spot for it. Here is the Chucky Killer DVD collection. It has 2, 3 Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. Purposely left out the first one. They're okay. I don't really care for them all that much. John Waters shows up in the 4th one for some reason. has like a transgender kid or something. I don't know. It's bizarre. Um, I don't know. I don't really care for them. I like slasher movies, but the Chucky ones, I do appreciate how almost self-aware it is, but at the same time, there's just nothing too impressive about them. City of God, good movie. I love the editing in it and the acting. It's one I gotta check out again. I wasn't blown away when I first saw it. I know it's like one of the highest rated movies ever. But I do appreciate it. I like it a lot. Here is the, it's falling apart a little. The Clerks 10th anniversary box set. It's a really cool set. Comes with two versions of the film. One with an alternate ending where the main character gets shot at the end. I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's a huge inspiration to me. I think it's super impressive and funny, and it kind of defined a decade, honestly. I wish Kevin Smith went on to make more stuff like this, more groundbreaking stuff, but he just kept making the Jay and Silent Bob movies. Clerks 2, I think, is his second best movie right after that one. This one is this one kind of is funnier than the first one, but it's not as well made. It's a little cheesy, and there's like a whole love story in it and everything, but I do enjoy it a lot. I love both the Clerks movies. Yeah, I just wish that he was making other stuff. Here's Click. I don't know what the writing's from. I got it like that. It was only $1. What can I say? Loved it a lot as a kid, and I recently rewatched it, and it's lame. It's really, really stupid. And I love that this was nominated for Best Makeup. It might have won. Or was it Best Effects? I'm not sure. But, yeah, Click. Here's one of my favorites of last year, Climax. I think it's Gaspar Noé's best film, one of A24's best movies. The second this came out on DVD, I had to get it. Really impressive, really, really impressive. Fantastic soundtrack. There's so many scenes in here that I've rewatched over and over on YouTube just because I'm like in the middle of class or something and I'm like, hold up, I want to rewatch that part right now. It's near perfect to me. Really great movie. Here's another Kubrick film, Clockwork Orange, wearing the shirt. Great movie. Took some time for me to really appreciate it, but I do really love it now. I do. It's really fantastic. One of Kubrick's best for sure. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Really good 70s film. Once again, haven't seen since like 5th grade or something, and I think this is a Spielberg film. Really good soundtrack too. I like the piano score that they use to communicate with the aliens. Closer, really good drama. All 4 actors are fantastic. Yeah, I think some of them have like never been better. Like Julia Roberts, Natalie Portman, they're all fantastic here. Same director as The Graduate. Really good film. Cloverfield, it's goofy. My dog just barked, so I freaked out. Oh, it's the mailman. I'm just gonna cut this part out. Cloverfield, really good movie. I take it back. It's an okay movie. Cloverfield, it's all right. I think the second one's better. It is pretty impressive though, and I like the whole marketing behind it. 2-disc collector's edition of Collateral, Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx. Haven't seen this one. Holy crap, it's so dark you can barely see it. I haven't seen it yet, but it has been one of my priorities for a while. Comic Book, the movie, with Mark Hamill. Also has Kevin Smith, Stan Lee, Hugh Hefner, Bruce Campbell. I've heard that this isn't very good, but big fan of comics, so I thought, why not? I'll watch it at some point. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, early Charlie Kaufman film, directed by George Clooney. I like how Drew Barrymore and George Clooney get top billing over Sam Rockwell, who's the main character, even though Clooney's in it for like 5 minutes. It's a good movie. It's one of my least favorite Kaufman films just because there's nothing amazing about it, but it's really entertaining. It has a good plot. Constantine with Keanu Reeves. I have a soft spot for this one. I'm a big fan of the comics, and the movie is absolutely nothing like the comics. But I think he's good in the role, even if the role is nothing like in the comics. There's some cool scenes in here. There's some cool action, and I remember that the CGI held up, which really threw me off because I really expected this thing to not age very well. Contagion, this got super popular recently for obvious reasons. It's a good Soderbergh film. I remember really liking it. I don't think there's anything extremely impressive by it though. But I do give it a thumbs up. It's like a low 8 for me, maybe like a high 7. Coraline, one of my favorite animated films. I had to get the collector's version. Hold up, I think, yeah, this comes with the 3D glasses. Comes with the 3D version of the movie, so next time I rewatch it, I'll try the 3D again, because the first time I saw it with the 3D when I was like 7, and it like messed me up. I had nightmares all that week. Really freaked me out as a kid, and it still does. It still has moments that really freak me out. Great movie. People always think that Tim Burton directed it, but it's Henry Selick, same director as Nightmare Before Christmas. Cowboys and Aliens, haven't seen, was directed by Jon Favreau. Man, remember when he was doing indie films and now he's doing Marvel stuff? I haven't seen it. I remember when it came out when I was a kid though, and I did want to see it. Crank, whole lot of fun. Fun action movie, works as a comedy too. I think Neville Dean and Taylor, the directors, should team up and do something together again, just because they've gone their separate ways ever since Ghost Rider 2. I think it's Jason Statham's best role. Whenever I see him, I think of him in this. Whole lot of fun. All right, here is Crank 2. I like it a little less than the first one, but it's still a lot of fun. Pretty goofy. Crocodile Dundee double feature. I haven't seen these in forever. I like the first one a lot. I think the second one's just as good. I have no interest in the third one. Dallas Buyers Club, really well acted. There's a reason they both won actor and supporting actor. But I think Jennifer Garner is really good too. I really, really like this movie. I think it's really great. Here are some Dane Cook stand-up specials. I have a love-hate relationship with him. And I have a history with him on Instagram and stuff. We're always like sending each other texts and stuff. It's a long story that I might explain one day, but this is probably my favorite stand-up special, like, ever. I haven't seen too many though, so, but this one I don't really care for much. Daredevil, I have a soft spot for this one. It's really goofy, really stupid, but it's just nostalgic for me. I don't know. I was obsessed with it as a kid, so. Here are 2-disc special edition of The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I like this special edition of the Dark Knight, how on the back looks like Joker like wrote and drew all over it. It's, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool and creepy at the same time. Really great. I love them both. Dave Chappelle's Block Party, directed by Michel Gondry, who did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Really nice documentary. Some great music. There's, who's in this? The Roots, Kanye West, Mos Def, the Fugees, that's right. Has a great soundtrack. I really enjoy this. Oh, man. Dawn of the Planet, oh Jesus. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I think each of these remakes are better than the last, so like, I think this is better than Rise, and I think War is much better than both of them. But I really like it. I think there's a lot that's really impressive with these movies. Death Race, haven't seen it yet, but I hate the director. I'm not counting on it being much good, but I like Jason Statham, so I don't know. It'll probably be like a 3 or something. Departed. It's a good Scorsese film. Great acting. Really good movie. I gotta see the original movie that it's based on, Internal Affairs. The Descendants, another good movie from Alexander Payne. Matthew Lillard, who plays Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies, is in this, and I really like him. I like watching him in anything, and I just realized that I don't have my headphones in, so everything I've been saying is garbage. Hopefully this sounds better. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, good film. The Descent, the original unrated cut. Freaky horror film. I like the first half a lot more than the second half, but I prefer this ending. I think the theatrical ending is pretty stupid. The Devil's, oh Jesus, just hiccuped. Devil's Rejects. I think this is Rob Zombie's best movie, and in a lot of ways his only good movie. I love the ending. I love the opening credits and the ending, but otherwise it's a pretty good movie. Here is the Die Hard 4-film collection. I've only seen the first one, but I plan on seeing the second one at some point. I don't really care much for 3 or 4 or 5. The Dirties. I have this signed by the director and the star. I went to Matt Johnson's house for a meet and greet where I have the Blu-ray and DVD edition of this. There's so many covers of this film. They had a bunch of covers for this, including a fake Criterion. He signed the disc. I'm trying not to smudge the autograph. There's a Criterion of Rosemary's Baby that they did for one of the covers, and it's so cool, and I wish they had that one, but they didn't. They only had the Magnolia one, and forgot what the other one was, but I got this one just because I didn't know what it was, and I kind of liked that I didn't know, but then I realized it's a parody of what is it, The Conversation with Gene Hackman. So, oh, and it also includes Nirvana, the band, the show, his series, and both the stars autographed it. This is one of my favorite things that I own. This was like $30, and then just that DVD itself for the TV show was like $35, just because it's been out of print forever. You can't find those anywhere unless it's on eBay for like $600. I have the Dirty Harry collection. This only comes with the first 4 movies. I forgot that there was a 5th one. And that one has Jim Carrey in it. But so I'm missing one of the movies. I have to get a different collection because I don't want to just have these 4 and then the 5th one on its own, because I've heard the 5th one is like the worst of the bunch. But yeah, I need a different box set. Here's John Waters' last movie, unless he makes anything soon, A Dirty Shame. It gloriously says rated NC-17. This is really goofy, and I think there's a lot stupid about it. Look at that DVD. I think there's a lot that's dumb about it, but I do like that John Waters has the balls to make something like this. Dirty Work, I remember liking this a lot more than I did. I just recently rewatched it, but it is a good comedy that has a lot of great comedians in it. District 9, one of the only sci-fi movies to be nominated for Best Picture. Really impressive film. I wish that Neil Blomkamp, yeah, went on to make other stuff as great as this, but he never did. And I think that's too bad. He made Elysium and Chappie, both of which are nowhere near the quality of this. Django Unchained, really good Tarantino movie. It has a really nice slipcase. I don't know what that's made out of. I haven't seen it since like just a year or 2 after it came out, so it's been forever. I think it's really good though. I really like it. Dodgeball, a true underdog story. I think it's stupid, but has its moments. I like Vince Vaughn. I especially like the early Vince Vaughn. Not so much now. Don John, I think, is an okay debut film from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He stars, directed, and wrote it. It was like a passion project of his. I think he produced it too. Could be wrong. Yeah, so he spent like a decade wanting to release this, I think, and when you know the subject matter, it's kind of weird. I was just really obsessed with this, but I think it's alright. I think there's some good stuff in it, some good performances. Donnie Darko, I prefer the original cut, not the director's cut, just because I've heard that one explains it to you because it's a really confusing movie. I've heard that that one like kind of spoon feeds you the info, which I don't want. I think there's a lot wrong with it, but it's also there's also not much else like it, so I think it's a really good film. I think Dr. No is a really good James Bond, but it's not James Bond yet. From Russia with Love is when it instantly becomes a classic James Bond movie. But it is a good movie. It's a good action movie, especially of the time. And I think it still holds up now, mostly. Connery's the best Bond, obviously. I don't think most people debate that. One of my favorite comedies, although I haven't seen it in forever, Dumb and Dumber. I think both Carey and Daniels are at their prime here. They're both fantastic. Really funny movie, and I think it's the Farley brothers' best movie too. Here is the extended edition of Dune, the Steelbook. Comes with both versions. I haven't seen this. This is one of the only Lynch films that I haven't seen. I don't really plan on watching it until the release of the new Dune that'll hopefully come out this year. I've just heard that this is really lame. That they pushed like 8 books into one movie, so it's just kind of a mess. But it is a really cool box set. I like owning it. I think it's a cool set, and I got it for like $2, I think. Dunkirk, haven't seen it since the theater, but I should. I remember loving it, but it's kind of gone down in quality in my mind. So I'm hoping that a rewatch will make me love it just as much. Elephant, this controversially won the Palme d'Or at the 2003 Cannes Festival. I think it's really good, but at the same time, I can see why people think that it's exploitative. I think there's good performances. I think the cinematography is really impressive. It's I haven't seen many Gus Van Sant films, but I think this is a good one. I've kind of grown tired of Elf. I liked it a lot as a kid, but now that I've seen it 37 times, it's kind of annoying. I do think it's one of Will Ferrell's best roles, though. I think it fits him perfectly. Maybe because it's annoying. Employee of the Month is a okay Dane Cook comedy. It's kind of stupid, but I think there's stuff in it that's kind of funny too. It's pretty average though for the most part. Ender's Game I haven't seen, but I really liked the book when it came out. I was reading the book so I could watch the movie, but I never ended up watching the movie. So a few years ago I bought the movie, but I still haven't seen it, and it just does not look impressive, which is too bad because the book I think is really excellent. Here is the Ernest trilogy. I had this in Canada, and I remember watching these over and over. Scared Stupid actually used to scare me as a 8-year-old. I think the best one is probably Ernest Goes to Jail. Yeah, I mean, these are not great movies at all. These are like 3 or 4 out of 10s. But at the same time, they're kind of charming. Here is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and here is the collector's edition. I think this collector's edition is really cool, but it's so hard to get out of the box. It comes with a nice little booklet that has just pictures and reviews of the movie. It's just kind of jerking the movie off. Everybody's giving it 10s and stuff, but I like the photos that they chose to put in there. one of my favorites. I think it's in my top 5. It's definitely my favorite Kaufman film, followed closely by Synecdoche, New York. I saw this one in like the 6th or 7th grade. I was probably too young for it. Eurotrip, unrated. It's whatever. I think there's like 3 funny scenes in it overall, but it's pretty stupid. I always thought that it was a sequel to Road Trip, just because they came out like one after the other, but I guess they're not. Scotty doesn't know. Yeah, everybody loved that song. I remember when I was younger. It comes with a Best Buy exclusive special feature disc. I don't know why. It's a weird promotional thing. I don't think anybody really cares about a promotional DVD for this thing. It's whatever. I don't really care for it. And this is going to be the last one that I cover for today, because I decided to do this in sections, because the way my shelf is set up is they're in cubes. So I decided to do 4 cubes today, and I'll do 4 another day and 4 another day, because there's a total of 12. So this is the last one that's in the 4th cube. An Evening with Kevin Smith. This is I really enjoyed this. This is like 4 hours long of Kevin Smith going to different college campuses. Oh geez, one of the discs just fell out. Holy crap. It's broken. Wow, I never noticed that. I bought this used. It's him going to different college campuses, answering questions, and most of them are really cringy, like kids that are high asking if he wants to smoke with them or whatever. But there's some really great questions. Like there's a 40-minute segment on the 2nd disc where he's talking about working with Tim Burton and how he wrote, what was it, Superman Lives, or The Death of Superman back in the 90s. And how that was supposed to turn into a movie, but it never ended up happening. So that's a really cool box set. So yep, that's it for today. I can't imagine most people are gonna watch this whole thing, but if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. More is on the way. I'll probably put another one up Thursday, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See ya.